Okay, this path is exhausting.
I'm having a very hard time going up this mountain.
Get close, get close.
What you're looking at is our very first national park. And believe it or not, these were our first hikes ever. This is where we fell in love with hiking, the desert, and the western United States. But what we didn't realize was just how much this one day would push us. Today, we are showing you our full experience on the Watchman Trail and Scout Lookout so you can decide for yourself if you want to add this to your Zion itinerary. Starting with the Watchman Trail.
Watchman Trail.
It's supposed to have really pretty views of the Watchman Peak, and I've been really excited about this one for a long time, so we're just excited to do this hike.
And keep in mind, this is Audrey and I's first hike, so we're breaking in our boots. Never wore boots like this before. So this is a new experience for us, so we're happy you guys are joining us here. I keep deciding whether I want to take my beanie on or off, and I decided off because it has warmed up a little bit. We're here in the off season here in Zion. It's about 34 degrees right now, so it's not too bad. The sun and the elevation, it's not too bad. It is a little bit windy, that's kind of the killer here, but we'll be all right. And this is the beginning of the trail so far. So far it's just like a little rock and sand path, but the view is amazing. Disregard the buses. And before we even booked this trip to Utah, Audrey was thinking we were gonna do the Angel's Landing hike for our first ever hike.
It would have been an experience.
And if you guys don't know what that is, I think that's ranked the top 3 most dangerous hikes in America. Yeah. It is very dangerous. So happy we're not doing that. But our second hike of the day after we're done with this one is going to be showing Angel's Landing. So definitely stick around for that. The thing that I was most excited about coming to Zion National Park was obviously the mountains, because they're huge. They're like, you can't even describe them when you see them in person. But I really want to see a mountain goat, because Audrey and I watched this video before we got here.
They're so funny.
And they just fling themselves off the mountains and then I guess knock themselves out and then wake back up at the bottom of the mountain. But they're only in one spot, so hopefully we can see some today. So this is the official entrance to Watchman Trail right here. And there is no pets on this one and no biking. Some of the trails here at Zion do allow you to bring your dogs if you want to walk your cat on the trail. I don't know if you want to do that, if so that's something you're into. But that is allowed, which is something that we learned when we got here. Thought that was pretty cool. So one day we're gonna bring our puppy here.
We're not even 20 feet up in the air, and you can really already see how beautiful this view is. And out of breath I am. I thought it'd be better than this, but I'm not in the best shape. Like we mentioned a second ago, we're here in the off season in January, which is nice because there's literally no one else on this trail. So it kind of feels like you have this entire place to yourself. I'm pretty sure this is the Virgin River and it's literally completely frozen right here. And we're only about a half a mile in right now, and that's just the kind of views we've already gotten. So I mean, you really don't have to hike the whole thing to get awesome views, but we're gonna make it to the top.
But this is what the trail is right here. You can see all along that ridge, but it's not bad at all. And we are stopping right here to take our first water break with this amazing view in the background, because we're in no rush today. We got here pretty early and we're gonna hike a couple more trails, so we figure no rush.
It's also pretty embarrassing because there's a ton of like 80-year-old men just walking so fast past us, and we're here catching our breath and taking a water break. I think it has to do with the elevation though. Yeah, we're used to being in Florida at sea level, so it's definitely different.
Hey, we have made it a little bit further on the path, and we actually both just took our jackets off because
it's hot.
It's hot. It's getting really hot. The closer you get to the sun, the hotter it gets. It's not close enough to freezing out here to be cold. We were both really sweating, so we took a little break and took them off, and it's definitely a lot better.
This kind of reminds us of Breckenridge, because when we were there, it was snowing. We went skiing there, and we had so many layers on, but we went down to our last layer because it was so hot. I would think because it was so high up in elevation.
So we are almost to the top. This trail's details, like how long it is, it's about 3.1 miles.
That's round trip.
Round trip, yeah, so 1.5 about up and 1.5 down. This is considered an easy one, so definitely recommend starting on this one. So
We've never done anything like hiking before.
Yeah. But we are almost to the top. The one that we're gonna be doing right after this is called Scout's Lookout. And that one's about the same distance, but about double the elevation. So definitely a lot steeper. So we're definitely gonna be chugging along.
I'm tired.
We're gonna be a little bit tired. You're embarrassing us. Okay, so that man that we were telling you about just passed us on the way back down. So
He was going so fast.
he just completely embarrassed us.
We told him he was embarrassing.
Yeah, I told him, you're embarrassing us. He said he has people waiting on him, so it's still embarrassing. 22 and 23. We need to do this a lot more, which we're going to do this year.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Okay, here's a little trip update. All the way down there, zoom in right here. Those buses right there is where this trail starts. And we have officially made it.
Yay!
Look at this view. It's a 360 view of the entire park.
Cool.
This is nuts.
The view up here is absolutely insane. It's panoramic views of literally the entire park. And I believe right behind me right here is the Watchman's Peak. It's a little bit sunny, so it's hard to see. But the app we used to get up here is All Trails. This isn't sponsored or anything. But definitely if you're hiking, I would use it. This trail's pretty well maintained and everything, so it's easy for us to find the path. But if there's a trail you're on and it's hard to find the path, it's definitely helpful. And you can add your friends and family on there so they can track you just for safety measures, just in case you get lost or anything, they know where you are. And you can use download an offline map as well. I think that's a paid fee. I have service right now. I think I have 2 bars of service up here though, so in Zion, I think it's pretty spotty, like depending on where you are. But it's definitely worth downloading that app.
And I think it's crazy, the view from up here. You guys can see all these mountains. Obviously, that's beautiful. But this line that's running all the way across this mountain, it even goes across on this one too. It's flat. And being from Florida, that usually looks like it would be like a seawall. So it's kind of weird to me. It's something to think about. If somebody knows something that I don't, please let us know down below, because I'm really interested in that. So now we start our descent.
Which should be a lot faster since we're going down, and I don't have to struggle climbing the stairs.
So it's gonna be a lot less tiring.
Yeah.
But we'll show you some of the views on the way down, and then we will see you at the bottom. There's a deer right here on our way down. We're trying to be really quiet. He's just eating the tree. I hope you guys can see him on the camera. That is so pretty. It's like a black deer.
Yeah, he's really cool. Is it a white deer?
I don't know. Yeah. We mean no harm, Mr. Deer. You're okay. You're okay. Look at him. Wow. So pretty. Okay, that was really cool.
We were just talking about how we wanted to see some wildlife. And I
Wow.
saw something moving in the bushes, and I was like, oh, please don't.
It didn't even
Anything
move. It just
scary.
stared at us either.
No, he's just looking. He had a tag on his ear, so I think they like tracked them here or something.
That was
It was
awesome.
really cool.
Guys, there's a mountain goat.
Oh, you've been wanting to see a thing. You can only see
You can only see his antlers. Let's see if he pops out. No way.
all the animals.
There is a mountain goat. Right behind that bush right there. I just saw his little white tail. His antlers are huge.
Are they? I can only see
I'm gonna try and see if I can get a better angle.
Oh, I see.
We don't want to bother them, but just see them from afar. Oh, there he is. I see him.
Can you see him?
Yeah.
Oh, there's 2 deer.
Oh my gosh, guys, there's a whole family of deer. They're baby deer. There's a whole family of them.
That's so cool.
Wow. Look how big their antlers are too. Those look like reindeer.
I wonder if they are.
So pretty. I thought it was a mountain goat at first. False alarm. But these work too. We've officially made it to the bottom.
Yay.
That was a really fast trip. It was super easy. It just kind of hurts your big toes. And if you can see right here behind me, that right there is where we went to. So that's where the trail takes you. So it's a pretty cool thing to look at.
Now we're driving over to the Scouts Lookout trailhead, which I think we have to go through the West Rim Trail and then onto Scouts Lookout. And we're actually going to be able to park over there at the grotto. Usually you can't because the shuttles are running 9 months out of the year, but we're here during the 3 months that it's not. So we're actually going to be taking the scenic drive that you can usually only take through the shuttles, so it'll be a pretty cool drive.
Alright, we have made it to our next spot, and if you guys didn't know, this is the entrance to Angel's Landing as well. The side that we're on now, the mountains are definitely a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Most of the elevation on this hill is immediate, so the last one was a pretty gradual incline for 1.5 miles. This one just goes straight up the entire time, so this is definitely going to be a little bit tougher, but we're excited. Also a little bit nervous.
Yes.
Okay, trail update. This path is a lot steeper. It almost is like you're climbing steps the entire time, but it's a path.
I think I just didn't believe how hard people said it was. Everyone on the trail is so nice, so they keep saying hi. And I try and act like I'm not out of breath and smile.
So we're not embarrassed. But we do think this mountain right here next to us, all the way up there, is Angel's Landing, which we'll be getting a view of here in the next couple of miles. All right, so this mountain straight ahead of us, I'm gonna zoom in right here. You can see those people walking straight ahead. They look like little ants, but that's just part of the trail that we're walking on. So you can really get a reality of how steep this is. Okay, this path is exhausting, but the trail so far has been like this the entire time. If it stays like that, it's not too bad.
We're currently taking a little break, and this is our view, which is crazy. I'm having a very hard time going up this mountain. I'm so exhausted. And we're right next to what I think is called Walter's Wiggles. I'm pretty sure that's what we're getting to. And a lot of people are running down because it's so steep. So we're definitely gonna do that on the way back down. I think it'll probably save a lot of time.
And just for reference, guys, that down there, that little path leading all the way, is where the trail was a couple minutes ago. So you can see how steep this path really is.
And you can see someone, I told you guys, running down the hill
Yeah,
right there.
they're running. So we just made it to this little canyon area in the mountains. And there's a sign. It's a quiet zone because there are a lot of Mexican spotted owls that are living here. This canyon area here is amazing. I've never seen this on a video before. And there's a bunch of the little small owl nests around here. So we're still trying to stay quiet. Obviously we're out of breath, but I've never seen this before in my life. So we were just informed by some people coming the opposite way that there's a sheep or a mountain goat or something. So we're on the lookout. Guys, we just watched him jump off the mountain. Oh my goodness. We've seen one. He just slid straight off that cliff. It's a mountain goat. No way. Guys, look. Guys, look. I'm really happy I saw a mountain goat.
Me too, that was cool. Okay, here's our update. We're almost to the top. I believe we're in a section called Walter's Wiggles, which is like the hardest part of the entire thing. But we're almost there, so we're not giving up yet.
And this is Walter's Wiggles right here. It goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And that's what we have left of Walter's Wiggles, just straight up there. We've officially almost made it to the top.
Yay!
And it's almost like a little beach up here. It's kind of cool. And they even do have bathrooms, so that's good to know.
You gotta hike up a little bit more for the bathroom, but
You do have to hike a little bit more, but if you made it this far, it's worth it a little bit more. Okay, this is the view almost from the top. And for perspective, this mountain right here in front of us is Angel's Landing, and that's the most dangerous hike in the world.
yeah, we're almost like
And
the same elevation as it.
yeah, so little drop off right here, if you want to call that little. And we're gonna be going up this trail straight ahead of us to about the peak of the mountain. The path up here towards the top of the mountain is a little bit slippier because it's sand. It's still not bad though. I'm surprised about how easy that trail was, like to walk on. Obviously you can see that we are both exhausted. We underestimated that a lot. So I hope you guys are happy that we made it to the top.
I'm happy.
Because we only did it for you. But we're proud of ourselves, for sure. This is the little trail that's leading up there, so you do have to walk along some rocks, but they're not slippery as long as you have the right footwear. And this mountain right here in front of us. We're hitting it at about 3 o'clock today, so the sun is starting to go down a little bit here in Utah, but it's beautiful. Everyone, this is the view from the top, and when I tell you this is the most satisfying view you will ever see, this is the most satisfying view you'll ever see.
Yeah, it was definitely worth the
100% worth
struggle.
it. Both of our toenails feel like they're about to fall off, so this hike down probably isn't going to be too fun.
No, it'll be a lot faster though.
And guys, this is on the way down. We're nearly towards the top, so that's where we just were. But I want you to see all the way down through this gap right here, down in that tree line, right about there is where that started. So just so you know, that's a little perspective on you if you guys are planning to come here and try this hike. Just prepare yourself.
It's a lot.
Okay, we're trying this walk sideways strategy down, and we feel really goofy doing it, but we've never been hiking, and both of our toes hurt. So this is what we're resorting to. All right, on the way down. Okay, so on the way down, I decided to take my shoes off. I'm just walking in my socks.
He's grounding.
I'm grounding, if you guys have seen that on social media. But it hurts a lot to walk down because your toe is pressed into your boots. I'm sure a lot of you know that. But I found it a lot easier to do. And we're surprised we see a lot of people still going up the hill. And what time is it now?
4:07.
It's 4:07.
So
And the sun is going down already. It's starting to get to like that golden hour.
It's so...
I wouldn't want to be hiking up or down here at night.
Definitely not.
And if you guys want a reason why us Florida folk were struggling so much earlier, this elevation is so much for us. Like, you know when you get on an airplane and it sucks the air out of your water bottle? Like, look at the water bottle. It's not much, but if that doesn't show you how high this mountain is.
Yeah, and right now we're halfway down it, I think.
Yeah, we're about halfway down and you can still see how high up we are.
And just listen to how quiet it is here. I'll be quiet. There's literally nothing. You can't hear a thing. So when we've heard like tons of crows. They're flying around. It just echoes through the canyon. And they also have those birds here. We haven't seen one though. We were hoping to see one. I can't remember what they're called. I'll put it up on the screen. But
There's the crow.
oh yeah, if you heard the crow. But anyways, that bird has like a 9.5-foot wingspan. It's crazy. We were hoping to see one, but we did get to see a lot of wildlife today. Like the deer and the mountain goat he was wanting to see so bad. He said that'd make his day, so I'm happy we saw one. And what else did we see? Birds?
Birds, yeah.
And a fox. We saw a
And
fox.
a fox, yeah.
And I think that's it. But it's still a lot more than we'd see anywhere else and expected. We kind of expected to not see anything. So we're really happy with how this day turned out. And I'm not out of breath anymore since I'm going down the mountain now. So I'm happy.
And right when we get to the bottom of the trail, we're rewarded with 5 deer. Oh my goodness. These deer are so pretty too. The end is near. We can see the cars.
As you guys can see, we are back in Florida, and it's almost April now, so that video was filmed in January. So since then, we've been to 8 more national parks around the US, so we have a little bit more experience. And Zion is still in our top 2. We are going to be posting on here every Saturday, and if you guys want to check out our last video, it's going to be about our road trip through southern Utah. It is more of an informative video, kind of giving you guys 2 different routes you can take through Utah. And we also have a downloadable PDF guide that you guys can download for a southern Utah road trip. It makes it so much easier. We'll link it down below for you guys. But Zion is still one of our favorite places in the world, and we love Utah so much that we're actually going back really soon. I think in a week from now. But if you guys can only go on one hike in Zion, definitely do Scouts Lookout. And we're picking Scouts Lookout over the Watchman Trail just because the views are so much more amazing, and we work a lot harder to get them, obviously. But the whole trip was really amazing. So we hope you guys love this video, and thank you so much for watching. And if you love our content, make sure to subscribe and give us a like.